Hey guys, it's Joy. I'm back with my Christmas Day greetings and a couple little stories and some tradition stuff to share with you. Mom's in the room with me. She won't be on camera this year because, well, she's kind of tired out, and I'll explain in a minute. Let me see if I can get her to show. Can you say hi? Can you say hi?
Hi.
So we want to wish you all a happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you've celebrated or are celebrating. Merry happy to you. We are enjoying our Christmas season. What we're going to be doing for Christmas Day, I've started a new tradition last year, and I loved it so much that I decided to do it again this year. And as you guys see on this channel, I give out care packages. And the day I filmed this, I just finished making my Santa sacks up that will deliver in the next couple days. And now I'm planning for Christmas Day because my family doesn't come out anymore. If they do, it's for like an hour or two. My sister sometimes does, but this year we decided not to. And so I decided, since last year we couldn't get together and this year we couldn't get together, I was going to start a new tradition. And that tradition is making up my January boxes because I deliver them just before January. So whoever gets them can have a New Year's party of their own, and they get to control when they open their 12 gifts. So I do 12 gifts. And so I went and got some stuff today with Mom, and so that I can wrap them up on Christmas Day, because I wrap them in 12 different packages, and I make a letter for the parents or for whoever wants to control it, so that they can open the gifts when they want to, or they can have somebody else go through and plan out their day for them. I do hang the stockings, and I try to fill the stockings for everybody. I try to do something. This year I'm back to doing it. I did do something last year. I didn't. Last couple of years I didn't, because I've just been, since my dad passed, it was kind of hard to get back in the groove of things. So one of our traditions was stockings and having a little random stuff in it. Like I would put lotion and chapstick and stuff like that in the past. This year it's a little different, and it's not going to be as much as I normally do. But that's because we had a different tradition the last couple years, and now I'm changing that back up to a different tradition. So I kind of play with my traditions and change them up a little bit. So yeah, for me, traditions aren't necessarily the same all my life. I like to try new things every year. One of my old traditions, when I would go to church, I didn't do it online, for Christmas, Mom and me would always get a new outfit for Christmas, and my dad, my mom, and I, went after the other ones had all left the house, we opened our Christmas gifts Christmas Eve morning. Didn't even wait for Christmas Eve. It started, the first couple of years we waited till Christmas Eve, like about 3 in the afternoon, because we were going to go to church at 4. No, we usually opened about noon, because we were going to go to church at 4, and we need the items that were in the packages, because you need your clothes, and you need your your makeup or whatever I was getting that year, because I would get makeup a lot of years. And so for tradition was kind of, my gifts were very traditional. I had very specific gifts that I wanted every year for Christmas. So I would get some makeup and a new outfit. But then there would be the gifts that were kind of traditional but were also new every year. So I'd get like a CD or a DVD or both. Something musical. I almost always got something musical. I got a Walkman one year. I got a what's called a Glory and Praise book. It's a songbook from my church, that because I was in the music group at the time, and my mom got that from, I think it was before I was in the music group, but because I was wanting to be in part of music, and so my mom got me that one year for Christmas. My mom and dad did. CD players, So music is pretty much one of my gifts every year. This year, I bought my own gifts, and I ordered some merchandise from my favorite musician, and so music again. Mom let me buy it with her money, so yeah. I think, is there any traditions you can think of that you think would be cool to share?
Church.
Yeah, we would go to church. When I was younger, we'd do midnight mass, which was never midnight. I never understood why they called it midnight mass. We never went to midnight mass in my life. I went to 10 o'clock mass. But we would go to mass late in the night. When I was younger, I participated either in music at mass or I did ushering. I was always a part of the liturgical crew. Is that what they're called? It's liturgical ministries. One of the liturgical ministries. I was always a part of the liturgical ministries, and that kind of helped me deal with my anxiety because I had an excuse for not sitting down and trying to sit still in the crowd. I was focused on keeping an eye on the people, and I was also, though, it did bring on its own anxieties. So that was a double-edged sword for me. But I enjoyed doing it, and I love doing it every year, and I don't regret doing it. It was so rewarding to get to be a part of it every year. And I do miss that. But unfortunately, my anxiety got so bad I couldn't go to church without freaking out. And part of the reason I don't go to church is people at church know me, whereas when I go and do things like movies and that, they don't know me. And so the people around me, if I get up and walk out, they don't question me the next time they see me. They're not like, what, didn't you like the movie? They just automatically assume they know what it is, and that's perfectly fine, whatever. Or like I got an emergency call or something. They don't care. But when it's people you know, they care and they want to know why you left. And then it's embarrassing to have to admit. I know this, I shouldn't be embarrassed by my anxiety, but in a way, it's embarrassing when you have to get up and leave church, or you have to get up and, because a lot of people are like, and they're like, so it feels like they pity you for it. And it's like, it's nothing to be pitied for. I'm coping the best I can. So that's why my PG&D is the way it is. What I choose to do, why I choose to do what I do, is because of that. And I think I might have addressed that in a video this week anyway. So I think for traditions, it's going to midnight mass, and then later it was 4:30 mass, like the earliest mass our church had, because we shared a priest between two churches. And so always going to mass Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day was dinner with the family. So story time. I'll give you 3 stories. Let's start with the one that's very hard for kids. And it's, when did you learn that Santa was your parents? Well, I still believe there is some kind of Santa out there, even though I didn't have a Santa. Okay? Maybe I was a naughty kid. Who knows? But I remember I was 3 years old. I was 3, right? I learned it at 3, guys. No joke. I learned it at 3, and my whole family felt so bad because we got in the station wagon to go to church that night. And it's like 9 o'clock at night. We had to get in the station wagon to get up to the church for 10 or 10:30 mass. And my mom runs back in because she forgot to get something. She forgot to get the Christmas envelope for church, because we would put money in the basket every Christmas, and it was more than we did during the week, our tithing kind of thing. Okay. And so she had forgotten the envelope. She needed to run back in and get it. She had done this on purpose because she was putting the Santa gifts out. Well, my brother then remembers that Santa might come while we're at church, so he needs to go put his stocking out. My oldest brother did. And he goes in and puts his stocking out. And I kind of little mind was whirling, and I was I had 3 older siblings. They're 13, 14, 15 years older than me. So I was constantly worked with to learn things. My mom and dad obviously are older parents. So, I was around adults basically my whole life. So my little brain functioned faster than it needed to. And they come back out and everything, and they're talking, and I kind of catch something they say and everything, and then when we got home, my brother had put out a box under the stocking, and the stocking was attached to the desk in the living room, and the note on the mantle, the fireplace, told the Santa he needed to go over to the desk for my brother's stocking. Well, he had cut a hole in his stocking, which was his sock, his regular sock. He had a sock that had a hole in it, so he used that, put that up, and had newspaper filling up the box, and it said a note from Santa saying, "You're being too greedy. I'm sorry. I'm not filling up your stocking this year." Didn't he? Isn't that what the note said? Something to that effect. And Dad was always setting Santa traps and Easter Bunny traps, but Santa traps were, and I don't remember if he did. I don't think he did one that year. But my mom had put out the gifts, and I knew this because the wrapping paper matched our wrapping paper, I think, that year too. And there was just little things, and they didn't think I'd notice these things. And unfortunately, I did. I was pretty observant as a kid. So my Christmas, Santa, they still do, we still did, and we still kind of every once in a while will do a Santa gift to one another. And it's kind of the one gift that you most want. If we do Santa gifts, it's the gift that you most want. And it's something that it comes from the heart because the person had maybe put a little more out than they were maybe wanting to. So that was what Santa gifts were after that. Let's see. There was one year I wanted to change up family tradition. I was, I think, first grade, and we had watched, was it the Waltons? I think it was the Waltons. And I loved how they did Christmas Day, and how I wanted to do this. I wanted to get up early and open gifts at like 5 in the morning and have breakfast. And I wanted to have like homemade cinnamon rolls or something. So Mom and my sister helped me do this and everything. And that morning when I got up and everybody was, like, okay, everybody was very much on board with it. Okay, my siblings and that. Although that morning they were a little, grumpy about it, but I wanted it, so everybody was trying to please me. And I got sick. I had flu. And so all that day I was in the bathroom between the front and the back doors. I was miserable. And I just, after that I said, nope, we're not doing that again. Nope, we're not doing that again. We're not changing tradition. Let's go back to the way we did it before. Because I was so upset. I got so sick, and I thought that was what caused it. Because I had changed tradition and I made myself sick, which wasn't the case. I had flu. And I think that was also the year I'd had chicken pox, and I had just gotten over them a couple weeks before, and then I got flu. So, yeah. Christmas. That was a fun Christmas memory. What other Christmas memories haven't I shared? Another Christmas tradition we have, and it hasn't happened yet this year, and I need to make it happen in the next couple of days, is we go out for a ride, and we look at lights. Now, Mom doesn't get to enjoy them as much as she used to. But I still love to go out and look at them myself. And so, it used to be Mom doing all the driving and I got to look at the lights. Now I drive and Mom gets to look at the lights. And it is really cool. And there was a Facebook post a couple years, last year or the year before, and it says, it used to be, you don't realize to your parent how much your parents gave up when it came to light seeing when you went out. They drove you around the neighborhood so you could see the lights. You didn't realize that they were missing out so you could enjoy until you're a parent. And it's like, well, in my case, not until I was a parent, but until my parent became too old to do it, and I had to take over. And I said, but now I get to do it for my mom. And so then you realize how much they missed in those years. And so I get to return the favor to my mom. So it's kind of cool to get. So in some places it's really cool when the roles reverse like that. In other places it's like frustrating. Best Christmas present I've ever gotten. My best Christmas present actually wasn't meant to be a Christmas present. It was supposed to be given to me longer before it was. But because of when it was given to me, I've always considered it a Christmas present. And one of my high school classmates, we had lost 2 classmates in a car accident. I've talked about that before. And she was in band with me, and she was a flute player, but she also could play piano really well. And her brother was also in the band. They were twins. And he played drums, and he also played piano. But anyway, we played pep band, so we would play before the basketball game. And so had been up on the stage, and she told me afterwards to come back to the music room. Well, I forgot. I put my clarinet away, and I went back in. And I was standing by the cheerleaders because I had to wait till a timeout to go across to get to where my mom was sitting. And she came back and got me. And she goes, "You forgot?" And I goes, "Oh yeah, I did, because I'd forgotten the other time too, is why it didn't happen sooner." And she had written me a song, and she played it for me. And it was my junior year with all the ones that were in our grade from the band, and our teacher standing there. She did that for me. The teacher was trying to get out of there, but then when he realized what was happening, he kind of let it happen. But it was really cool. And later on in life, she did give me the words to the song. She can't remember the music to it, but she did find the words, so she gave me the words. So it's pretty cool. I'm still in touch with that person and still friends with her very much, and so that was like the best gift I got outside my family. My family does pretty good. Mom especially. Mom was always the one that listened the most to me and always gave me what I wanted for Christmas. Oh, best Christmas gift from my family. I have to say it was a sibling. And I have to say this is my best gift because it's the one that sticks out the most in my mind. Because I was with the person when they got it. But I didn't know they bought it. Because my brother took me Christmas shopping Christmas Eve one year. This was kind of how, my brother, he was working, so he didn't have certain times, he couldn't go out until certain times and stuff. Plus, he had to wait for his paycheck, and, there was a lot of reasons why he done it that day. Also, he's a guy, last minute. And we had this store that was called Venture back then. And, so he took me there, and I used to love shopping there because I needed to get Mom and Dad gifts, and nobody else could get me there to get Mom and Dad's Christmas presents. So my oldest brother says, I'll take her. So he takes me shopping for Mom and Dad's gifts, and, I'm allotted so much money to spend, and so I have the money, and I'm being very careful with it, and I was like, and I don't know if it was Mom and Dad gave me the money. I think you guys gave me the money. And my brother would have covered if I went a little over. But I didn't want to, I didn't want to go over because this is what I was allotted. I wanted to spend only what I could spend. I was very cautious of that back then. And so I go and pick out, I think I've got Mom an earring container for holding her earrings. And I don't remember what I got Dad. But anyway, I picked out Mom and Dad's gifts. And I think they were each like $5 or something. I only spent $5, But that was a lot of money for a little kid. And my brother goes, okay, ready to check out? I'm like, yeah. So he goes but while we were picking out Mom's earring case, I saw these adjustable ring sets. And they were in a little heart container, and there was like 6 rings or something in it. And I thought they were so cool. And I'm like, looked at my money, I counted, and I'm like, trying to do math in my head, don't have enough money. No, I'm not going to chance it. No. So I put them back. My brother had spotted me doing this, and I didn't know he had. And so we go up and we check out, and I had enough money, and I had just a little bit of change. My brother was so proud of how I handled this that he asked one of the clerks that he had been friends with or something if she would watch me for a minute. And he told me who she was, or he knew her through being in there a lot. He shopped in there a lot or whatever. And he took off. He had to go get socks, is what he told me. So he picked up some socks, and he wore like black socks, these like thin black socks that I thought were ugly and hated them. But that was what my brother liked. So I went and picked them up. But what I didn't know he picked up was my ring set. Until that night when I opened my gifts at the family gift opening, and here was my rings, and I was just in shock. I don't even think I could speak, could I? For a few minutes, I was like so shocked. And I goes, but how? He goes, I saw you eyeing those. And it was like, so it was a really cool gift because my brother knew how, and he goes, and he told Mom and Dad, he goes, she was looking at him, but then she was sitting there and you could see the wheels turning. She was trying to figure out how much money she had, how much money she'd spent on Mom and Dad, and should she chance getting this or not, and then getting up there and having to take and turn around and put it back. And then on top of that, she was also, like, am I going overboard? And like, no, I'm not going to do this. And he goes, she chose the selfless act instead of doing the selfish thing that most kids would do and buy themselves a gift. Because my parents had told me, well, or if you find something for yourself, just don't go over this amount of money. This is what you can spend. Because I wanted to go shopping with my brother or something. I wanted to get Mom and Dad something. But a lot of little kids will see something and then it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should get this instead of that. And then they find a way to wrap it up for Mom and Dad and then find a way to get it back from Mom and Dad or something, I don't know. But my brother thought it was a selfless act, and so he had to get me what I wanted. And it was cool. So, and he'd also got me a bear that a bear or dog. We never did figure out if this thing was a bear or a dog. One person says it's a dog. One person says it's a bear. I don't know where I have it, but as far as I know, I still own this stuffed animal. It has a pink shirt with a little, like, milkshake on it. It has black ears, and one eye is black. I'm pretty sure it's a dog. pretty sure it's a dog. But half my family thought it was a bear, and half my family thought it was a dog, and half the family said no. Okay, like 1/3 of the family says it's a dog, 1/3 says it's a bear, and the other third's like, I'm not sure what that thing is. So, but that was what my brother gave me that Christmas, was the bear, or the dog, and the rings. So I'm sure by now those rings are long gone years ago, because they were cheap, little adjustable, dinky rings, and I'm sure I wore them out. I have always loved rings. If you can't tell, I always loved rings. Rings are the one piece of jewelry that I've never gotten away from. So, okay, I hope you all enjoyed this Christmas get to know me, bonus get to know me, I guess you would say. But also, it's a greeting, and we really do hope that you've had a wonderful holiday season, and that you'll join us for the rest of the month's videos. And if you haven't checked out the other ones, go check those out. Make that your new holiday tradition. Check out all my videos. And I hope that you're staying healthy and happy. And I hope that you will have a wonderful day filled with lots of love and laughter with your wonderful family, or your friends, or whoever you consider your family in this time. And may your saddest day in the future be only as sad as your happiest day in the past. Until next time. Bye, guys. Merry Christmas.